knowledge for the fucking
Bro, have you ever seen that video where I think his name is Buzz Aldrin, right? Buzz Aldrin, he's the guy that was on that first with Louis Armstrong. What's the Armstrong guy's name?
Louis Armstrong?
No, that's the biker.
He rode to the moon, guys.
He did Tour de France to the moon.
Yeah, he went to France first and then he went to the moon.
Louis Armstrong is the trumpet guy, I think, right? Who's the astronaut that landed on the moon? Okay, look, disclaimer. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, so like don't take any of this shit seriously.
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yo, Neil and Lou kind of sound the same.
Louis Armstrong, bro, the fool that plays the trumpet. Right, and I was like, okay.
All right, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Loft Boys. You're here with your boy Drew and Turtle, and you know what we do is get what you get. And let's see if we like these. The selection of brews. We're suffering for you guys. Okay.
Jesus.
You have your keys?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is called Mold Memories. It's golden ale brewed with lactose, aged in apple brandy barrels, and finished with mulling spices. Okay.
Whatever that means.
12%. What the fuck?
Holy shit. I didn't even check the percentage on that one, dude.
It says contains alcohol. Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
Jesus.
I got an Italian style pilsner featuring Tardif de
Oh shit, I could smell it.
Bologna hops. I think this beer is called Chevoy, and it's got the hand.
Hey. What's it called? Chavoy?
I think it's called Chevoy ? If anybody knows Italian, what is Chevoy? It's CHE space VUOI ?
Chavoy? Like that? With a question mark?
Chevoy? Yeah. Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
Holy fuck, this thing, dude. So I want to apologize in advance. In advance. By the end of this fucking podcast, if I start fucking slurring my words, it's because this 12% fucking alcoholic beverage.
He's going to sound out his words.
That contains alcohol.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Salud, brother.
Cheers. Oh, this is actually pretty refreshing. Can I try that one?
Holy fuck. Yeah, this is...
You want to try this?
Nah, I'm cool.
Wash it down with this? That bad, huh?
It's 12%.
Oh my god.
It's definitely 12%, bro.
Jesus.
There's a lot of fucking flavors going on.
There's a lot of flavors
going on in here. There's a gang of shit going on in this beer.
Oh my god.
A lot of spices.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor. A lot of... You could taste the apple barreled brandy barrels.
You really could.
You can taste all of that. It's actually kind of crazy to like get all those flavors, but it fucking kicks you in the nuts.
It's one of those beers where like, because I never believe when they're like, oh, it's a hint of
Age
guava,
of the
age oak,
like
cedar wood,
mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, tastes like shit.
You see it. You see it in this one.
Yeah, you could taste it, dude.
I could taste the apple. It's crazy. Yeah. The cedar pine tar, which exuberates the spices of the nectar. Yeah, those fucking dudes.
And it complements this and that.
Complementing the space-aged old dry barreled rum. Yeah, dude. Shut your mouth, bro. But I get it now. I understand. Yeah. Okay. Gonna be tough. So I apologize in advance. It's gonna be a rough one, boys. It's gonna be a rough one.
I'll be all right. So.
Yeah, he's chilling with the like, hey.
Ooh,
Hey, forget about it, huh?
Where's the gabagoo?
Gabagoo, huh?
But yeah, Jesus.
Oh,
I didn't know it was
shit.
gonna be that bad, dude.
It's not bad. It's
no,
just,
like that bad isn't like that much.
It's a lot.
Do you feel like it's one of those like like they're gonna give you like a little baby glass of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is like a sip. This is a sipping beer.
Yeah.
This is a beer you pour in a glass and you do this. It
does smell like shit.
Yeah, those types of beers. Yeah, that's this.
Did you guys use horse manure?
This is 88 horse manure from the 90s. Yeah, that's what this tastes like.
90s.
Yeah, this is a sipping beer for damn sure. This is you're not chugging this.
Yeah.
You're not chugging this at
Imagine
all.
doing a shotgun with that. That's crazy.
Oh, in a fucking glass bottle, dude.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
fucking
Break it.
you just glass all over you. Yeah, no.
No, like if it was in a big can.
Uh-huh.
Fucking crazy.
Tough, bro. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough one.
It's gonna be okay. It's fine.
It's crazy though because like every time I sip it, I'm like, damn. But
Do
like,
you feel like you taste other flavors when you like not like where it's like crazy where it's like doesn't taste like apple, it tastes like it's like you can feel like taste the hint of
so
like,
I could taste the spice. I could taste whatever spice that whatever mold spices, molding, not mold, but molding spices, whatever that is. I could taste whatever that is.
mold spice. Yeah.
Mold. It's just mold.
The mold in there.
No, like you could taste whatever spice it is. Yeah. I taste that sweet apple also though.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that apple barreled brandy barrels are.
I'm getting a sip of that. I kind of want to.
So it's kind of crazy, dude. Kind of recommend. Again, just like
Didn't hit me as hard because I know what I'm.
right. That first sip, you were like, God damn. Now you just taste like the sweet. Or at least me. But I know it's kicking me in the nuts at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm already like, oh shit.
Shot.
Oh shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Alexis, drunk Alexis, I'm turning into it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'll never forget that, bro.
That's funny.
It's a classic. But yeah, recommend. Totally recommend. This is kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. I've never had like a beer that tastes this crazy before.
This is a good summer beer. Summer out on like a patio, not the beach. Patio, sipping.
What's yours called again? Chavoy?
Chavoy?
Yeah, Chavoy?
Chavoy?
Yeah. Mine's Mold Memories. Grab a bottle.
That one's a seasonal one too.
JR probably knows what this is.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, it's
It's the hoppy barrel-aged apple greenery beer, right?
Yeah.
Shut up, JR. No, I'm kidding. Miss you, dog. Props to you, brother.
But, yeah, sponsor of the week.
Oh, shit. Sponsor of the week. Yeah, dude. Dude, honestly, props to this sponsor, man, because like we wouldn't be able to make these videos if it wasn't for our weekly sponsors. You know what I mean? These videos are really tough to do. So we appreciate them reaching out to us. If you guys have a chance to give them a follow, when you guys get a chance, give them a follow. You know what I mean? Because they support the podcast, you know, so if you support us, support them. This week's sponsor is people that are forced to take their shoes off when they walk into the house and their feet stink. Thank you. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Like, we really appreciate you guys, man. Like, couldn't do it without you guys. So stupid.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a...
I got work boots stink. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, I don't mind the whole taking shoes off, but it's when I take my shoes off and I get a quick whiff, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. You know, cheat code? Good cheat code is like... Come into the house, take your shoes off. You're like, is it cool? Can I use the restroom real quick? Go to the restroom, Febreze. And then you walk out, and then you're smelling brand new. You know,
Dude, in my head, I thought you were gonna be like, grab their deodorant, put it.
Oh no,
it's your feet.
That's so fucked up. You know what I used to do in high school, dude? Like for like gym class and shit. Yeah. You take the what are those? The fabric sheets for the dryer?
Dryer sheets.
Yeah, you put the dryer sheets, you put those in your shoes.
Oh, okay.
And then so like when when you put your shoes on, you take them out, whatever, you leave them in your locker and you put those shoes on. that helps with absorbing whatever stink is in your gym shoes type shit. Same thing. So like with work boots, that's what I do with my work boots.
Dryer sheets.
I put dryer sheets in them. I learned that from my homie Garrett.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy Garrett Harbin. You know what I'm saying? Las Colinas, what's up? Rialto. You know what I mean? He used to do that back in the days, and I learned that from him. So I only do it in my work boots. Yeah. My work boots, I put dryer sheets in them, so it absorbs whatever stink is in there. Because you got nasty dirt, like work stink.
We're wearing them for 8 hours.
Yeah, and you know what I mean. Those leather steel-toed boots are like holding on to whatever stink is in there. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks too, because like when you get out of your work boots and you put your regular shoes on, that stink transfers. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that little bit helps. You know what I'm saying? Dryer sheets, that's a sick cheat code right there, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thanks for sponsoring this video. Like, you know what I mean? Good looking out.
Appreciate it. Praise.
So what are we doing?
Hopefully, you guys have liked our little we answer questions for like Reddit posts. I think we like this segment. I think we're gonna be like dilemmas. I feel like it's a good little title for our.
I will say, dude, I am kind of enjoying the Reddit dilemma posts or like the advice post because like it gives you like a little window of like how other people are going through shit, and then it makes you feel better about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're like, you know what? I'm not doing too bad. You know what I mean? Like, especially
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Like, especially like reading other people's problems. You're like, life's not that bad.
We're good.
You know what I mean? That's so funny. Yeah. Which one are we doing?
I think you had one for us.
Oh, I lost that.
Did you lose it?
Did I ever take a picture of it? Oh, I lost it. That shit's gone. Oh, no. I think I did take a screenshot. Okay. I did take a screenshot. Okay, this... The title of this one is fucking crazy, dude. Okay, so the title of this Reddit post is I want to break up with my homeless girlfriend. That drew me in, bro. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, what? Okay, so I want to break up with my homeless girlfriend. It says, me, 21, and my girlfriend, 23, have been dating for almost a year. We are long distance, and I'm scheduled to visit her in less than a week from now. Okay? We have discussed about moving in together over here where I live. She is currently homeless and lives in a housing building. She is constantly scared of being evicted for having too much stuff. Her family don't treat her right, and ever since dating me, she has stopped doing explicit substances and has gotten her life together. The problem is I no longer love her and don't want to move in with her. She has bipolar and tends to lash out at me and been pressuring me to start looking for a place, even though I tell her to wait until after I visit her. I am afraid if I leave her, she will go back to her unhealthy habits or worse, try to stop breathing, if you know what I mean. Yeah. She just annoys me a lot. And when I try to talk to her nicely, she just lashes out or makes me feel horrible. I am hoping this trip makes me fall in love with her again. Honest thoughts and advice would be appreciated. And then it goes, edit number 1. I am hoping if things go well on the trip and we move in together, I'm going to ask for couples therapy / counseling.
That's just a lot to take in.
Oh my God.
Oh
dude.
my.
Okay. And then again.
What's the age?
Hold on. Okay. And then again, this makes me feel like, you know what? Life's not that bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that we go through, I mean, is okay. Like, we're going to get out of this unscathed.
We'll make it through.
We'll make it through. You know what I mean? When I read shit like this.
Yeah.
That's tough. What'd you ask? How old are they?
What's the age? I'm sorry.
She's 23. He's 21.
No.
She's older than him. Mm-hmm. Okay? Crazy.
No.
What's, okay, opinion?
Okay. So the fact that you're struggling with this and it's a long distance relationship.
From jump already, you're already feeling this way.
Yeah. Like, what?
What are you doing here? Yeah.
Like, there's no way, dude. Okay. Personally, I'm not a big fan of ghosting because I have my own thing. Like for me, if I need to break up with someone or something long distance, I think you have like that, like you can break up over text or a phone call. Like I'm not gonna fly over to be like it's over, fly back.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't ghost because I feel like you're kind of a bitch if you ghost. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Like if, whoever, whatever. I would just let her know that this isn't working and move on. You're 21. Like, if this, I mean, is this the first person you've been with? Because I feel like these actions that
maybe,
you know, this is some
kind of sounds like it.
Puppy dog, lover boy shit. Like,
Is the first girl that gave you fucking attention?
Yeah,
over
like,
the internet. Yeah.
Is this the first girl that giving you like the overpants fucking?
You got the OFTP. You know what I'm saying? So now you're in love with her.
Yeah. No, I mean, you already don't like her.
OFTP. No, I did that wrong, huh?
Over the pants.
It's
OFTP.
OP. OTP.
OTPF.
F. Okay. I said it wrong.
Okay. You know.
You guys understand what I'm talking about.
It just seems like she's crazy, but that thing is good. You know. And he's like hypnotized.
I don't think have you ever seen her in fucking real life? Have you ever seen her in real life, dog? Yeah. Like, did you even get the OTPF? You know what I'm saying? Did you even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you getting sloppy toppy?
Yeah.
Is that what made you, or is she just giving you attention on the internet?
Yeah.
And is that why, you know what I'm saying? Or no?
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
I mean, we don't know, obviously, but they probably have and whatever. And they probably have like hung out and he probably knows her from back in the days. I don't know, but I will say red fucking flags. Red fucking flags. Yeah. The title of your shit says homeless girlfriend. Red flag, my guy. What are you doing, my G? Yeah. And for you to say like I don't love her anymore, that's your fucking answer.
Yeah.
That's your answer. What do you're the best outcome in your mind, the best outcome is that you end up being like, you know what, I can make this work. But we have to do couples therapy. Yeah. That's your best outcome that you can see out of this situation.
That's crazy.
That is the biggest red flag. Yeah. That's your answer right there.
Because I feel
like you need couples therapy at 21.
Yeah, when it comes to like couples therapy, I think it's not the beginning of it. I feel like it's when you've already been together, everything's kind of great, and then like you steer off, and then you're like, oh shit, like we need like a second.
Couples therapy is for married fucking couples that have been together for years and are trying to still make it work. Couples therapy is not for new couples that are trying to give reasons as to why they should be together.
There you go.
You're a new couple.
That part.
Bam.
Yeah.
You're a new fucking couple. You don't need to be together if you don't need to be together. Yeah. You're young enough to be like, this is a waste of my time.
Like I feel like
it's a waste of your time if you have to go to couples therapy in a new relationship.
Yeah.
That's not the relationship you need to be in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You have to be like, you have to have more self-worth and be like, and be able to distinguish between like a good and bad relationship and whether it's like worth your time or not. Yeah. And if it's not, it's definitely not worth your time if you have to go to couples therapy over it at 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're young enough. Obviously, the commitment isn't that strong because obviously you don't have kids. She's homeless. You don't live together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have that type of like thing holding you down. You know what I mean? Because in long-lasting relationships, you have all that stuff that you have to take into consideration. You know, like we live together. How are we going to split up the rent? Or like if she leaves, am I going to pay for rent? You don't have any of that. You have a clean slate for you to be like,
literally,
yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is probably one of the only times you can like break up with somebody over text and it'll be fine and people will understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna feel like get on your ass over doing that because this is not worth the trouble.
Yeah. Like if you lead off with like, yeah man, I broke up with this girl over text, my first initial would be like,
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But then she's homeless. Like, how am I supposed to find her? You stop.
I never know where she's at.
You know what I mean? She's a fucking nomad, dude. She just travels. I don't know.
Does whatever she wants, dude.
Oh no, dude.
But I think for me, it's just like I like her being homeless and like having what is it? What is her mental health?
He said bipolar.
All right, just because those two things are like, I don't think that's like I don't know, like. I think what I'm trying to say is,
you don't want to
like,
just say because she's bipolar, I want to break up with her. But if she's bipolar and she makes your life hell, that's a reason.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy, not because she's bipolar, but because of how she treats you, that's a reason. If she's treating you like shit before you guys even live together, look, you don't know somebody until you live with them. You can all lovey-dovey, in the honeymoon stage, but when you live together, it's a whole different dynamic, and you don't know somebody until you actually live with them. And if you're already having problems like this, and you're already feeling this certain type of way before that even happens, when you move in together, it's even worse. It's gonna get worse, and it's gonna be harder to let go of that person because now you guys have commitments together. Now you have a 1-year lease, and now you're stuck in this fucking lease. But you don't. Now you're like, fuck her, dude. I hate her. And then, but like, if she moves out, you can't afford rent, and then you can't afford rent because it's only you. And then. Now it's a harder commitment to get out of. Right now, you have the opportunity to be like, fuck this, and leave her on red.
Yeah, and if
don't do that, but
if you're a nice guy, like, you care for it, like, just worry for her from a distance.
If you're like me and I'm not a nice guy, you would just fucking ignore her and ghost her and like get the fuck out of there, and maybe get your pee-pee touched by somebody else.
Yeah, in the same town that
hopefully in the same Louisiana town that you're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, what I was trying to say, kind of like spit it, because I was kind of having like a little bit of a brain fart, but yeah, literally, like her housing situation. Like, we all like have tough times, but whatever. But like, whatever. I know we make jokes about it, this and that, but at the same time, it's like what he said. If all of this is already like, if you're already holding all this like worry and all this already,
that you have to put it on the internet for advice from random people.
I don't feel like it's something that you should really continue. Like you're spending this money to go out and maybe she's a nice girl, but
you're about to fly out there, dog, and spend money to go and see her, and and that's your final like, okay, if this is gonna work, I'm gonna know now. I feel like you already know before you even go out that way, and waste your money. Yeah,
because it's like, what, like, why
you're gonna go out there and then get your pee-pee touched in a tent somewhere on like Skid Row, and then you're gonna fall in love again. And then, but like, it's gonna go back to the same shit.
Yeah, I think what it is, I think you're just now, cause I think you're just missing that ass. Like, you're kind of like, jerk off, go to sleep, get that post nut clarity. I think you need post nut clarity.
Straight up.
I think that's what it is.
Yep. Rub one out, dog. Flog just the dolphin real quick. You know what I'm saying? Spank the monkey. Fucking jerk the chicken. You know what I mean? Slap the ketchup bottle. You know what I mean? I can keep going. You want me to keep going, bro? I got it for days. What's up? Slap the ketchup bottle is kind of crazy.
That's crazy. That shit got me stuck, bro.
You've never done the ketchup bottle? That's nuts. Fucking. You've never done that?
No.
So I'm the weird one?
No, I don't judge. We don't kink shame around here, right?
I'll play.
Whatever you're into, man, that's cool.
You never done the Spock? You know what I'm talking about? You know?
I'll show you later. At the end of the day, what I feel like it is, it's like you need post-nut clarity. I need you to go out, do your thing. Please just leave her alone, because it's like, just let her be, let her live her life. And
I think, and then obviously it's not your responsibility to like this is gonna sound fucked up, but like it's not your responsibility to like take care of her when you have no really commitment towards her.
Yeah.
When you guys don't have kids, you guys don't live together, you guys, you know what I mean? The commitment is like the relationship, but that's an easier commitment to break off compared to like living with somebody, compared to like having children with somebody, compared to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Knowing them and their family, and you know what I mean? It doesn't sound like you know her family that well or are close to them.
You're already starting off so rocky.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
like there's all the red flags are there, dude.
The reddest of flags are there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just have to like, you obviously see them. Yeah. You know, enough for you to like post it on Reddit.
I feel like you just need to admit to yourself that this isn't a good thing. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is you're looking for.
Or maybe you needed 2 fucking sick ass fools to tell you what's up. You know what I'm saying?
We're just sitting here looking sick.
Fucking hella sick. You know what I mean? Maybe you just needed that to hear it from like 2 random ass dudes from San Diego and the IE. You know what I mean? And I mean, hopefully, like, letting you know now, dude, from dudes that have been in, you know, we're in like really long lasting relationships, you don't know somebody until you live with them. And if you already have these problems already before the fact, when you actually move in with her, it's gonna be rough, dog. It's gonna be rough. Yeah. So, I mean, take it any way you want. You know what I'm saying? We're just giving you our personal opinions because we have some life experience. You're only 21. We're like 32, pushing 33, dog. You know what I'm saying? We don't look it. I know we look like hella fucking... You know what I'm saying?
Muñecos.
Fucking hella fucking young and shit, eh? But you know what I mean? But like, we have life experience, dog, and we're like shooting you knowledge. Usually we charge for shit like this, but you know what I mean?
You're that for free.
You're the homie.
It seems like you really need it, dog.
Yeah, you're the homie. So like, we look out for our boys.
You for flights, bro. So.
You know what I mean? I would never pay for that flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
Good luck.
To wrap this up, good luck. Hopefully, we helped you out, and we're gonna talk about something else now. If you want.
It's crazy too because like these advices that we're giving, I send this to them, so they're like they're hearing this shit. You know what I mean? But like, take it any way you can. Yeah. You know what I mean? And hopefully it helps, man. And hopefully things work out.
Yeah, dude. And if you want to talk shit and square up, like, give us your address. We'll fucking pull up.
Like I'll pull up.
Spend money.
You don't like what you don't like what we're saying. Put it in the comments, dog. Put your address. What's up? Like Jay and Silent Bob, we just start going the phone book. Are you J Boy 2747? Yeah. And did you say Jay and Silent Bob suck clown dick? Yeah, that was me.
All laughing.
We're like, start fucking him up. Yeah. That's funny. Anyways. But tough, dog, tough. Yeah, when I read that title, I was like, no way, bro. I'm like, my life is actually pretty cool.
We're doing all right.
We're doing okay. That's tough, man.
Anyways, so we're going to jump into our topic. It's going to be a little bit
sloppy toppy of the day.
Mind-bending things that we're talking about a little bit earlier, but we just wanted to record it. We want to talk about space, guys. Give her space. No.
Stupid. Yeah, your boys are like hella studious, and like we like, you know, study a lot, and like, you know, we're about to get like astronomical on you guys.
I kind of wanted to start it off by kind of wanted to talk shit on the people who said that we've never been to space or even on the moon. I think you guys are fucking idiots. I'm sorry. But there are actual pictures. There's actually like a fucking, what is it? The thing that we send out? I forgot what it is that we sent out to take pictures of the moon. And then there are pictures of the track when they fucking landed and everything on the moon. So we've been on the moon, guys. Like, whatever conspiracy.
Oh, you're talking about like people that think like the moon landing was fake or whatever?
Yeah, they're like, there's no stars. It's called lighting, dog. Like, there are certain cameras, depending on how the light works, like that you can't see certain things, dude. And even to make up, and I saw this on like Adam, Everybody Hates Adam or whatever, who he debunks a bunch of shit. The amount of light that is like emitted in that video can never have been done at that time frame. Does that make sense? Like, so... Nope. It'll be like hundreds of like LED lights to be shined on to like this certain space to create that like vision. And also when people are like, the flag is moving, but learn about inertia. Inertia. Look it up.
Truck driver.
Learn it.
He knows what inertia is.
And that's what it was. When people were like, whoa, things are... It's gravity, dog. When people are like, he was getting up, but how did he get up in that position? There's no gravity. Well, it's a different kind of gravity. So that's why when the dude stood up in a weird... It's because there's no fucking gravity in that. Like, the gravity is different from the moon, from Earth. So that's why they could do shit that looks weird.
Wait. Go back to the inertia thing. You're talking about the flag moving?
Yeah.
Because the movement of the flag, it has to, like, keep going because there's nothing to stop it.
Yeah, because like something in motion is set unless like
there's nothing. What's the Isaac Newton term where he says things in motion stay in motion? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, let me.
So he's trying to like fix the flag, right? And it like twists, and so the flag looks like it's waving, but it's actually just moving because he's twisting it.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about? Inertia, dude.
Says inertia, a property of matter by which it. Okay, a property of... sorry, I was like... A property of matter by which it remains at rest or unchanging motion unless acted on by some external force. So while they were moving this, it was moving because of inertia. And also we're in space, so like...
There's no air to stop the flow of the motion.
Exactly. So...
Damn. Didn't know that. That's crazy.
You learn something new every day.
Every day,
people who
bro.
deny it, you guys are dumb.
I mean, look, I not understand, right? Because I disagree with them, but like, I get where these conspiracies came from,
right.
Because there are questionable things that a lot of people are like, if you don't understand, right? That you look at someone, you're like, why is that? That's not real, or that's not normal, or whatever, right? So I get like the questions and the conspiracy and the doubt.
People that don't understand things.
I get the doubt, but it's the thing is like we don't know how like things work most of the time, so we question it like as far as like our knowledge takes us.
Right.
But like the people that do know debunk it all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's because of this. No, well, because this happens. And yeah, there's no gravity. The gravity is different up there. And like, why? That's why. And yeah. So a lot of that shit has been debunked. You know what I mean? And I think it's crazy. Like when we have pictures of our own Earth, we have pictures of our own Earth. We know what Earth looks like from space because we've been out there.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're like, no. They're like, Photoshop.
We have 2 people stranded there. Has this been...
Oh, shit. For like a year, huh?
9... Yeah, almost a year. Yeah. They're supposed to be there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's true, though. Yeah. I heard about that actually not too long ago. I didn't even fucking know what was going on.
Yeah.
Imagine that, dude. Imagine being
like,
stranded in space.
Hey, babe, I'll be back in like 2 weeks. Don't worry. It's just on the 3rd week.
It's been a year.
Go to dinner.
It's been a year, dog.
Yeah. So it's like, fuck. Yeah, and then like there's other videos where like, so like how did they even get like that video where they're like leaving the moon? And I'm like, you don't think? I guess there's like a video of like,
there's a camera there.
Yeah, and I was just like, you don't think the smartest minds on NASA thought of everything? Like, are you actually?
They're like,
serious?
who's the cameraman behind the camera? If we're in space, there's a camera guy there.
No, like we have a camera guy here.
Like our camera guy is standing there for sure. Yeah, dude. That's so funny.
It's so dumb, bro.
Yeah, I think it's funny though. Like I said, like I understand the questions and I understand like that shit. But as soon as they get debunked and they're like telling you like, well, because of this. Yeah. And for you to be like, nah. Is crazy. Is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The smartest people in the fucking world are telling you how they did it, and they're like, no, I could do that same thing with frying pans.
Yeah.
It's like, what, dude? Shut your mouth.
Jesus, bro. And it's like, I think what bothers me the most, it's like with like all this, where it's like, oh, it's fake. It's like you're devaluing the risk and the work that the guys that went up there did for the what is it not for knowledge for the fucking
Bro, have you ever seen that video where I think his name is Buzz Aldrin, right? Buzz Aldrin, he's the guy that was on that first with Louis Armstrong. What's the Armstrong guy's name?
Louis Armstrong?
No, that's the biker.
He rode to the moon, guys.
He did Tour de France to the moon.
Yeah, he went to France first and then he went to the moon.
Louis Armstrong is the trumpet guy, I think, right? Who's the astronaut that landed on the moon? Okay, look, disclaimer. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So like don't take any of this shit seriously.
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yo, Neil and Lou kind of sound the same.
Louis Armstrong, bro, the fool that plays the trumpet.
All the way to the moon, dude.
Anyways,
they'll believe that one guy biked to the moon before we fucking a rocket ship. Fucking go to the moon. It's crazy.
Have you ever seen that video of Buzz Aldrin where like the conspiracy guy walks up to Buzz Aldrin or whatever the fuck his name is?
Buzz Aldrin.
And he's like, did you guys even ever go to? He's like questioning the moon landing to him while he's like walking out of something. He's like walking out of a building, and he questions him, and Buzz Aldrin fucking turns around, punches him in the fucking face.
Dude, that is the perfect
I love that video so
response.
much. Yeah,
because it's like
he punches the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah,
bro, he was like fucking 60, and he still had that. He still had that weight.
I think he was waiting for
it.
Bro.
He was like, I want somebody to ask me some shit. Yeah,
dude, that motherfucker knew. He's like,
turn around, fucking.
It was the wrong. Like, I don't know if he was married or not. His wife was probably fucking like.
On his ass.
He did something.
He forgot to take the trash out the day before.
Dude, because it takes little things like that. Doesn't have to be your wife. It could be just like work or whatever.
Right.
And it's like those little things add up, and it's like, dude, and it's like you want to fucking say that I didn't risk my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's crazy because it's like he risked his whole life, and it's like for everybody, it's just like, oh, they went to, and it's so like, I think it's very minimalized in a sense where it's like, oh, a man was in the moon, blah blah blah. And it's like, but I don't think people really understand the risk, especially like losing your life is crazy. For what?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, space is so huge, and it's like we're so little. For us to do that, in a sense, who like literally who cares?
You know the conspiracy theory of like Stanley Kubrick recording the moon landing. Like they paid Stanley Kubrick, who is like a famous like Hollywood director.
Okay.
He did like the Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
They're saying he
recorded the video, and he was the one that produced the moon landing video. You've never heard that?
I've never.
That's like one of those like little theories.
That's crazy.
That they paid Stanley Kubrick to do it, and he's like a very famous like well-known director.
Bro, it's like it's as crazy as saying like the Dodgers didn't win the World Series last year, and everyone being like, this is why they didn't win, when it actually fucking happened and everybody saw it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
It was on live television.
Literally.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and for everybody on that team to be like, because the way he acted, dude, the way he reacted, because when you were telling me that, I was just like, oh, because there has been times where they recorded him. He's like, the moon landing, I've never been there. Like, sarcastically. And then people see that. They're like, look, Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
You see, he said it. And it's like, you guys don't understand sarcasm. Like, what the fuck? I thought it was going to be one of those where you're like, but when you were saying that, I was like, in my head, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, he fucking decked him in the mouth, dude.
Yeah.
I thought that was sick.
100%.
Going back to the questions and people having those questions and doubts, like going back to like me understanding, like there's shit that happens where I'm like, that's weird, and I get it. So like one thing I do think about is like us losing the technology to go back to the moon. You know what I mean? Like we had the technology in the 50s, in the 50s,
right?
And 70 years later, we lost that technology. We don't have that technology anymore. You know what I mean? So shit like that, I understand and I get. We've been to the moon.
We lost the technology.
Yeah,
or
so we've been to the moon like 8 times, right?
Right.
But in that span, the technology that we use, whatever the formulas that they drew up and figured out on how to like successfully land on the moon or land on any other like planet or anything, like that technology is gone apparently. And apparently NASA has stated like, oh yeah, we don't have it We lost it. We don't know how to do it anymore. And because there was like so much, because everything was written, right?
Oh, okay.
Everything's on paper. We didn't have like computers to like store this technology, I guess, apparently, that it's lost. And they haven't been able to figure out how to like duplicate it again.
Right.
So like shit like that, I'm
weird.
like, that's weird.
Yeah.
We knew how to do it in the 50s,
Yeah.
70 years ago, but
You can't
now
ask someone's grandpa, hey, you were working on this.
we have automated cars that drive themselves that crash into like school buses and shit, but like we don't know how to land on the moon now because you can't duplicate the technology. So shit like that, I get, and it does make me like, that's weird.
Yeah,
you
I
know
feel like that's where the conspiracies come from.
Yeah,
because it's
and
like
little shit like that.
Like, are they saying that just because it's like there's no reason to land on the moon anymore? Like, why are we there? Like, for what? They probably grabbed what they needed, like samples and stuff. Because it's like,
because it's very expensive for one to do that shit, and that's another thing is like NASA. A lot of people think NASA is a very like waste of time and waste of money because it's like, so for what?
Knowledge.
We're spending so much money on what? Like, what are we doing with it? Nothing, right? A lot of people think that way as well.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people want to disband NASA because it's just a waste of fucking money. And then now they're giving the money to SpaceX, which is a private fucking company. And now you're making Elon Musk the richest fucking man, quadruple his net worth, and you're making him the richest man in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Because you privatized space exploration instead of like letting it be government funded. You know what I'm saying? So like that's another like kind of crazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? But
God, I fucking hate that guy.
yeah, anyways, but we're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get into that. But
no, well, it's not even for like anything else. It's more like because this guy was like supposedly he acted like he was like the best gamer. Like, did you hear about that? The Diablo thing, and people were like, he doesn't even know how to use.
Yeah, he's never played it before.
Yeah, or like the fact that everybody thought he was like a genius when he really wasn't. He's just a kid who had money and bought, like, it.
He bought into companies that were already starting to be successful, and he invested at the right time and took over those companies. Yeah.
And it's like
Tesla was the same exact thing. Tesla was owned by two dudes, and he invested in their company, and then ended up kicking them out of their own company, and now he's the sole
like you're
owner.
a dirtbag. You're not a genius.
He's a piece of shit. The one thing I will say, I think it was what's the PayPal?
Yeah.
He started PayPal.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing where I'm like, okay, I give him his flowers on that because he did that himself.
That's
everything else.
Like,
fuck
but
you.
a genius. I feel like it's like. There's levels to it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, some people would say, like, well, you have to be a genius to take over a whole company that wasn't yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will think that way. Be like, the normal, that it takes a genius to do that, to see the opportunity. Yeah, no, you're just a fucking dirtbag.
Yeah,
my guy.
Like a piece of shit can probably do that.
Yeah,
like,
those fucking Tesla dudes are like, they hate him.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He like ruined our shit. Like that was our baby, and he had us kicked from our company. Yeah. It was like when Steve Jobs got kicked out of Apple. You know, that was his company. He started that in a garage, and then the board of directors kicked him from his company because Apple wasn't doing that well and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they ended up taking him back, obviously. But that's what Elon Musk did to the two Tesla guys.
Yeah. No, that's my thing where it's just like people like this false praise of being like, I feel like genius is like smart where it's like we're like he like invented like something that like made us smart, everybody smarter, where it's like he like figured out an equation that was just like, now we don't know.
Einstein predicted he came up with formulas and predicted how things work in space.
See?
Years, bro, decades in advance before we were able to prove him right. These were just theories that he theorized 80 years ago.
Yeah. Genius.
Genius.
Buying fucking Twitter, not a genius.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And Einstein was just a scientist. Wasn't like a privatized. He wasn't like a CEO of a company. It wasn't like a fucking billionaire. Wasn't like crazy rich beyond belief. He was just a fucking scientist dude that cared about, his craft.
What is it called? Like caring about like something of knowledge. There's like a word for it. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, cared about his craft. Yeah.
Yeah, cared about his craft. And like I said,
the pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah, he theorized these equations to to predict how space and time like were relative between each other, right?
Yeah.
He theorized this. This was just a theory. And he was like, this is the equation.
Yeah.
And obviously we weren't able to prove it until years fucking later. And then obviously after he died, where we can say like he was right the entire time.
Oh shit.
That's so nuts, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or like
ahead
even,
of his time,
bro. Even like Isaac Newton, like predicting, or like gravity, like the equation for gravity, and like,
yeah,
Isaac Newton was fucking what, centuries ago,
yeah.
and they proved him right, fucking, centuries later. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah.
How we know his name now.
Yeah.
We still know his name. He's been dead for like 200 years.
Billions of years.
Billions and billions of years.
$1 million.
$1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy to me because it's like
I think that's so sick. Have your name go down in history like that,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Off of you just being like hella fucking sick and like hella fucking studious and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that.
sick ass fool. Isaac Newton is a sick ass fool.
Yo, you know Isaac Newton died a virgin? It's because he loved his craft so much. He didn't have time for these hoes. He didn't have time for these fucking hoes, dog. He put all his time and knowledge into his craft.
That's crazy.
Yeah, died a virgin. He's knighted. That's why you have to call him Sir Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Think about
Damn
that, bro.
right.
It's nuts. Props to my boy. Yo, shout out my boy Sir Isaac Newton, you know what I mean?
You know who I fucking really love is what's that one for? I always talk about him. You always tell me his name because I always forget. He's a black guy.
Neil
Yeah.
deGrasse Tyson, yeah.
That's the best way. I was
The
like,
black dude, the black
Yeah, I was
scientist?
like, he's tall.
Nope.
He's got brown eyes. He's black.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That dude is so fucking cool, bro.
a fucking
I
G,
love that fool.
Yeah.
He's a fucking G.
Yeah.
And he's quick to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And he's very like, all right, let me hit you with some knowledge real quick.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, he's a fucking G, bro.
Yeah.
I love listening to him talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
He's
like,
the guy I learned how like tides work from him.
oh shit.
Because I remember him talking about like how like the moon, obviously the gravitational pull from the moon like pulls out the water from Earth, and the water is kind of like oblong.
Yeah.
And we just spin inside this oblong water circle because the moon is pulling on it.
Yeah.
And that's what causes the tides.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that from him and being like, what the
Blew my mind.
it blew my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
So like I love listening to him talk. I love listening to him
Yeah,
talk.
when I see him, when I go to the beach, I'm like, Neil.
Neil. You see the waves, you're like,
My feet are in the
Neil.
water, and
You're like, thanks, Neil.
thanks, Neil. His head shines. Just looking at it. I'm like,
So
love you, man.
stupid.
And he's all for the pursuit of knowledge, and I'm like, I fucking love you, dude. All
Or
right,
like
see you.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, bro. I hold Bill Nye way up there,
Bill
bro.
Nye, yeah.
Bill. I fucking love Bill, bro. And that dude is also a fucking G.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, the day Bill Nye the Science Guy dies,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Same
get
with
him-
him and Neil.
I'm gonna get him
Neil.
tatted on me, dude.
Yeah?
Swear to God, yeah. It's my boy.
You're gonna get Bill, like his portrait, and then Bill.
Bill. Yeah. That fool raised me. You know what I mean?
He's my dad.
Low key, dude. Do you remember those days, like in school, like high school, middle school, and shit, like, and it was like a video watching day.
Oh, yeah.
They would just put Bill Nye the Science Guy on type shit, and
It's
yeah.
like fucking Bill.
You're
dude.
like,
and then
fuck, and then the intro comes on. You're like, Bill.
But
Yeah.
you didn't want to be not cool.
You didn't
so
want to be that Bill, dude.
You're just like,
you're like,
oh, this is fucking dumb, bro.
fucking
And
Bill Nye again, dude. Bill. Yeah.
gotta learn about physics.
Fuck.
So dumb,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh man, that's crazy.
That's so dumb. Oh, static electricity floats on water. Like, you can make a compass out of a pin.
Damn, that's crazy.
Have you ever seen that? Like you get like a metal pin, like a sewing pin, and then you like to make static electricity. Yeah. Right. And then you put it on like a thing that floats on like a leaf. Mm-hmm. Put it in some water, and if you put it on that leaf, it'll point to north.
Yeah. You know how simple that is to explain to somebody?
Yeah.
But like, there's a whole science behind it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
So nuts.
It's crazy.
So nuts, dude.
Yeah, no, what was it, Neil, that he was just like, what do you tell people that think that the moon landing was fake? And he's the one who, that's where I learned it from, where he's like, yeah, we have a thing that went to take pictures. And he's like, and there's multiple pictures of it, and then you can see the tracks, you can see everything from it, and then this and that. And then he's like, and he was explaining like the light. He was like, yeah, because the way the light hits when the camera, and it's like, that's why you don't see stars, because of like certain things of like, it's all light. And then he's like, well, what happens when people don't believe that? He's like, he just did what?
Can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing about it, bro.
Yeah, can't change their minds. They obviously don't believe us already.
Yeah, the proof is in the jello. Like,
weird.
Eat it up.
Yeah, dude. Like you know what I mean? The grass, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, the grass is always greener on this side.
On this side. So. Not the other side. You know what I mean? And that's what I always say.
That's what words I live by.
Sometimes clouds get fluffy, but you know, sometimes they're dark. Think about it.
And we love them the same.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They both rain.
Dude. But what's crazy, the thing is, what trips me out on what you're saying is that like that we lost that knowledge of like landing on the moon. Which brings up my question that we were talking about earlier, of how did we land on that asteroid that you were talking about?
Oh, dude. Well, that one, we didn't land on the asteroid.
Oh, okay.
No, we sent like a satellite, and NASA sent like a fucking, you know, like a one of those.
Yeah.
The fucking those things. We sent one of those.
Error.
Yeah, we sent one of those, right? We sent like a little robotic thing to this asteroid that's orbiting our solar system, right. And it came close to us, and they fucking sent this ship to this asteroid, and it's just a fucking floating asteroid in our solar system that orbits our sun. And it's this random fucking asteroid, and it's like huge as fucking fuck, right? But what they did was they tried to land this robot on there, but there was like difficulties landing on it. Because obviously, like trying to time it right was kind of crazy. They were trying to land on a certain part of the asteroid, right. But they missed the part that they wanted to land on. Where they ended up landing, there's this huge fucking cliff on the side of this asteroid.
Oh, shit.
Right? Huge cliff. And it landed like right in a ditch next to this cliff. Right? And it landed, right? They took pictures, right? They have this like really small, quick, short video of like, it's like 4 seconds long. And it's a series of just pictures, right? But it's like, make it into a video, and it's just like a time lapse of the pictures, right? And it's crazy to fucking look at, because you could see like, you could see all these dust particles flying around and like crazy shit moving in space, right? But the problem with it was when they landed in that little ditch right next to the cliff, that robot is solar powered. And because they missed the mark and they landed in the shadow of this cliff, that robot died within like a day, because there was it got no solar power, and it just died. So all they have from landing on that asteroid was that little 4-second video. And it's a fucking crazy video to look at, dude.
For 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Nuts. Yeah. And imagine the time and effort and the money that was spent on that. And that's all we got out of it.
That's what science is, trial and error.
But the other thing was that they got samples from that asteroid. Dude, they got samples from that asteroid. They sent it back to like us, obviously, on Earth. And
on Earth.
And
Earth. Sorry. I'm going to be saying that in my head from now on.
Over forever. Here on Earth. And they sent samples back from that asteroid, right? And if I remember correctly on like the video I watched, there's like 7 proteins in like our DNA that like are like the building blocks of like life, right? Mm. On that asteroid, they found like 5 of those proteins out of like the 7.
Right.
So like the theory was like that asteroid came from like a planet that maybe could have had life on it. Form? Yeah. Weird,
This is why, dude. I'm just like, it's not just like, I'm sure that there's another planet
Like,
that's
how
having.
small does that make you feel, though?
Tiny,
Dude.
like insignificant. Like this doesn't matter.
Our life is worthless.
Yeah, if you see me being homeless next week, it's because of this podcast. So, just nothing matters.
Because we gave up, and then he has a long distance relationship with a girl, but she doesn't know if she wants to move in with him anymore because he's homeless.
Yeah.
And then Turtle's bipolar.
Yeah.
And
So I have to rewatch this podcast to be like, this isn't worth it, and then walk away from it.
But like, how like small do you like? It makes you feel so small. Dog.
Yeah, it makes everything so dumb in a sense where it's like we have invisible lines dividing up land.
Ooh.
That, you know, like invisible, like whatever, like all these lines and all this land, it's all made up. It's all invisible. It doesn't fucking matter because of how small we are.
Right.
Because there was an old civilization that we saw on that asteroid that like we're gonna be there next.
Yeah.
It's gonna get blown up.
Yeah.
But
or like the one thing I always think about.
Yeah.
The one thing I always think about, and this is like a quote that I think about all the time, and where I got this from is, oh shit, that's pretty sick. Hawaiian
say
Punch.
your quote. Say your quote.
The quote I think about all the time, I got this from. Have you ever seen? You've seen the movie Watchmen, right?
Yes.
Dr. Manhattan says this thing where in the movie, the girl is talking to Dr. Manhattan on Mars, and she says, "Everybody on the Earth is gonna be killed. Like, do you not care about that?" Right? And he says some shit like, he says, "If the Earth blows up tomorrow." He's like, the universe will not even notice.
No, it's a blip.
The universe would not give two fucks if every person on fucking Earth evaporated and went away the next second. Like, the universe would not care.
Yeah, like with that example,
That is the craziest
it's like,
quote
when's the last
ever.
time you seen stars? Like, actually, like, because no one cares. Like, no one cares to look up. And these are, what is it? What are stars?
What do you mean?
What are stars? What's your last time I tried to explain it and I was completely wrong.
What are stars?
Yeah, like what do we see
Light.
from?
The star.
But what emits that light?
Like gas, hydrogen.
But why is that light? Like, why can we barely see it?
Oh, you're talking about like the speed of light type shit?
Yeah, but
Like-
it's like the stars were something that, like, it blew up, right? What was your thing? Because I
No,
said it wrong.
yeah,
I keep saying it
no,
wrong.
that's
I want,
your theory.
No.
Yeah.
I want you to explain because I agree with you. I was just saying it wrong.
Yeah, so the light that we're seeing from stars, right, travels at the speed of light, right? Speed of light is whatever the speed of light is like a million, we'll say like 1,000,000 miles a second, right? Depending on how far those stars are, which are fucking like unfathomable distances, it takes that light emitting from that star to get to us in a certain time, right?
Yeah.
So depending on how far they are, it takes like millions of years to get to us,
Yeah.
right? So the light that we're seeing from the star started traveling towards us 1,000,000 years ago, depending on how far they are, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, the closest star to us, I forgot what the closest star is called, but
The sun.
no, other than the sun, obviously. The next closest star to us is like 100,000 light years away, right? So it took that light to travel 100,000 years to get to us. So the light that we're seeing now started traveling 100,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it takes that long for light
But
to
like,
travel to
what
us.
I'm saying is like how crazy like that, like knowledge. Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit.
And
And,
then going
if the
back-
world like
Yeah.
Earth exploded,
Yeah.
the other people on the other side of the galaxy
Won't even know.
won't even give a fuck.
Yeah, not even a blip, dog. It would be nothing.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the comparison I'm making. Where
Yeah.
it's like it's so like we just don't give a shit about stars.
It's crazy too. Like you talking about like that blowing up of a star, right? Say a star blew up, right?
How
And-
does a star? Do you know how a star blows up?
Yeah, it like caves in on
Implodes.
itself. Yeah, it
And then
implodes. Yeah. And it emits like crazy radiation and shit. We have seen it. We have like documentation of us seeing stars blow up or in the process of blowing up, right?
I've never seen those.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy.
Crazy?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like obviously we don't have like a depiction of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Where they just have readings, right? But what they end up doing is they use those readings and they like they make animations of it of what they think it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Obviously we don't know, but
Yeah, because everything in science is it a hypothesis? Because things are forever changing.
It starts as a hypothesis, correct?
So there are a lot of facts, but for the most part, I think scientists always keep everything as a hypothesis.
No, I think science is like one of the only, science and like math are like one of the only things that can be proven. Like they prove these fucking things. Like these are they turn into facts. They start as a hypothesis, but with math and science, they turn into facts.
But there's also like I feel because like there's certain things that are they keep like it's like almost where it's like we believe it, but it's like they keep it as like a hypothesis.
No. With science, bro, the scientific method, right? So the scientific method is like the hypothesis, right? The idea, whatever, and then the practice or the testing of it. There's a fucking term. There's actual terms of what the scientific method is, and I forget what it is, but it's basically that. It's the idea, the hypothesis. It's the testing, and then it's the actual like figuring it out and like testing it and like. Now, yes, this is true and this is fact. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the scientific method. And that's the formula that they use for everything scientific.
Do you feel like, question, do you feel like something that like has been considered a fact could be changed because of like something new that came into like that factor in like science? Yeah,
maybe like, so I wouldn't say like changed. I would say like maybe...
Not change where it's like you're wrong, but it's like it's this plus like added on.
Correct, because we learn things new all the time, right? Yeah. So I can see that. Yeah, and people add on to it, or like you take this as fact, you use that to like figure out the next thing, right? And so I do believe that. I do agree. But where was I going? Exploding of stars. Yes. Right. So, like, we have witnessed this, but, like, same thing, because we are seeing this so later in time, technically, because relative to distance, this star exploded millions of years ago. It's already gone. But we're barely seeing the effects of it now. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, it's crazy to think about the distance relative to time. Yeah. And, like, that part, that alone blows my fucking mind, dog. It blows my mind of like unfathomable these numbers are and this distance and how like, far space is.
What's that thing where it's like energy cannot be
destroyed or created or destroyed or some dumb shit.
Yeah, where it's like, but then it's like that's that energy that has never, in a sense, been destroyed or whatever.
Yeah, it's not being destroyed. It's just being moved.
Yeah.
That's because we're feeling the energy. We feel the energy. It's not being destroyed. It just carries off. Yeah. Yeah. And the same thing with the energy being created. Like a star is being created, but the energy is already there. It's just being formed into something else. Yeah. Like, dude,
it's have like you ever dissipated, right?
Yeah.
It's not destroyed, but
correct. Same thing with like a black hole. Maybe same shit. You know what I mean? It's not destroying energy.
Yeah,
it's consuming it.
When you go in, I saw like a thing of like same thing where you're talking about like stars exploding or imploding. I saw a thing where it's like if you ever to fall into a black hole, what it does, it strings you out.
There's a name for it. It's called like spaghetti. It's called like spaghettiizing or some shit.
Yeah, and then like when you come out, it's like the form of whatever it did to you in between.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like we don't know where you come out of. Yeah. Like, we don't know. Have you ever seen the video? Or I don't know if it's a video, but, like, have you ever seen that? Is it a video? Where, like, it was a video of a black hole spitting light out. No. It's, like, throwing up the light. Have you ever seen that? No. It's fucking scary, dog. Because it looks like the black hole was, like... Like, it was like, nah, this was gross. And it looks like light's just going... Yeah. It's just throwing it up. How fucking scary is that, bro?
That's crazy.
No, but I was gonna go into like, okay, we're talking about like black holes and like distant stars and stuff. Like Jupiter, like planets in our solar system. Have you ever thought about like Jupiter or Saturn? And like
every day. No, I'm kidding.
Those planets they're not solid, right? They're balls of gas. So there's no solid mass about those planets. Right. It's just gases, just like constructed and like hit really tight that they form like a sphere of gas. Good. But there's no mass. There's nothing to land on. Yeah. Have you ever thought about that?
No. That's crazy.
And like I've seen videos where it's like, what would happen to you if you like landed on Jupiter? If you just happen to land on Jupiter, and it's like you would
get more stupider.
Just kidding. Stupid.
Sorry, but
That's so dumb. But it's like, what do the effects of like Jupiter and like its atmosphere or whatever have the effect on like us, like the human body? And they're like, you would last 0.00000 whatever like seconds, and like you would die automatically. You would land. The pressure from the atmosphere will fucking press all your organs, and you would explode from the inside out.
Yeah.
And say you live through that, and you would just sink deeper and deeper into the planet, and it would just engulf you and like spread all your fucking atoms apart because of the pressure. It's fucking crazy to think about. Like, have you ever thought about that? It's not an actual like rock planet. Obviously, it's just a ball of gas.
Yeah.
So there is nothing to land on. You just go straight through the planet.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Fuck, bro.
Well, I mean, you go in and you ain't coming out the other side.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
crazy.
nuts, dog. So nuts. And it makes me feel so like insignificant when I think about space. Space is scary, dog. Again, disclaimer. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, okay? We have no idea. Yeah. We could be wrong on all this shit. Yeah. But
Neil, Bill, let us know.
Louis Armstrong, Louis Armstrong, if we're wrong, correct us. Let us know. Play your trumpet and
ride your bike.
Yo, Lance Armstrong, if you really did land on the moon, let us know. Yeah, tough, dog. Tough.
Yeah, so space is scary.
Space is so fucking scary.
Yeah, I think, and that's what's crazy. It's like we don't fund these things because it's like we talked about earlier. Like and what's trippy. This is what blows my mind. Like the whole thing that Andrew was talking about. The star took us millions of years to like see it because whatever. We built the biggest camera in the world that can take a picture like out in space, and then we could see, and essentially we can see
back in time.
Like we can see how things began, see like if the theory of like that meteor say that hit the earth that wiped out dinosaurs, which are fucking real, you fucking idiots. They may not be depicted the right way.
Mind you, that's still just a theory. We've never been able to prove that.
What, that dinosaurs are real?
No, whoa. No.
Oh, because you stopped me at the dinosaur part.
No, I mean the meteor. Like we don't actually know how they went.
We can see if like that, all that, like anything. So in a sense, we can see back in time. And that blows my fucking mind.
Dude, on that note, seeing back in time, right? So, okay. Okay. So like seeing back in time, right? Yeah. That's basically the not the theory, but the basis of like seeing out in space and the distance that we see out in space.
Yeah.
The farther we see out, the farther back in time we go, right?
Yes.
They have been able to see like the radiation. Like, we saw so far out that we have been able to see like the radiation of like the Big Bang.
Okay.
And what caused the Big Bang in their like theory or whatever, that these were the particles and that the Big Bang emitted. And that's how far out we have seen. And they have gotten those readings and been like, this was the Big Bang right here. But because it's so far away, that's how long ago it happened. So they've been able to like not guess, but they've been able to like come up with a timeline because of the distance and how far it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That distance correlates to around 100 billion years ago, whatever.
In a sense, the beginning.
And that's when that's their theory of like when the Big Bang started, or when the Big Bang happened. How crazy is that to be able? That's technically like seeing back in time. That's time traveling.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so fucking crazy to me, dog. Yeah. And going back to like the telescope shit, like the biggest, like how you were saying, like the biggest telescope that we made, right?
Yeah.
The Hubble telescope, which is named after that fucking astronomer, the Hubble guy. His name's something Hubble, right? Yeah. They named the telescope after him. He's the guy who discovered the Andromeda galaxy. The Andromeda galaxy is our closest galaxy next to us. Mm. So it's the next closest galaxy, right? Obviously, I just literally just said that.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
It's fucking 12%. There it is. It's fucking 12%. No
you got
joke.
My boy glitching out.
Aha, error. Anyways, he discovered the Andromeda galaxy, and before that, we thought that our galaxy was the only galaxy in the world, or in the universe. We had the idea that the galaxy was our universe, and there was nothing beyond that. Mm. He discovered the next galaxy, and then after that, they found like an unlimited amount of galaxies. Yeah. Like you can't, like a countless amount. Like you can't even fathom the amount of galaxies they have seen. And obviously, our galaxy is like 100,000 light years big. Yeah. Think about, there's other galaxies that are bigger than ours. Yeah. And like statistically speaking, bro, for us to be the only life forms in the entire universe, it's like statistically impossible to say that we're the only ones because of how big and how vast our universe is. You know what I'm saying? Like for us to be the only ones is almost impossible.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah. Like statistically speaking. So it's fucking crazy to me. It's so crazy. But yeah, shout out to Hubble. That's our next week's sponsor. That dude did a lot. You know what I mean? Him and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So before we wrap up this episode, I wanted to ask you like one question. Do you believe in like aliens? Other than
yeah.
Okay. I do too.
For sure.
Yeah, like I just said, that a little bit later.
I just said
other life forms.
It's impossible for us to be the only ones.
But I guess it's like not just aliens, but just like that we've made contact with them.
Oh,
that's like two different questions.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That's where the conspiracy. Maybe I think so.
I think so too.
I think so. I mean, I've never seen anything like concrete or anything, but until a dude's like Earthlings.
Until we have a guest.
Until he comes on this podcast, I don't think I will believe it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Until he comes and sits right here and has a couple beers with me, dog.
Yeah. He's like, Asada.
I won't believe it. He's like, a fucking Paps, you pussy. You know what I mean?
What we have in the Andromeda galaxy is totally stronger than this.
He's like, this is piss water, brother. Where are the real beers? Yeah. Until I have that guy sitting on our podcast, I don't think I would like. I unless there's that type of concrete evidence, it's still very like speculative to me. You know what I mean? It's still kind of like up in the air. Yeah. I do feel like yes. I do lean more yes, but like I don't. Yeah. It's like me with ghosts. You know what I'm saying? I've never actually
that experience was a little weird.
I've never actually seen it. That was just a dream, bro. I've never actually seen a ghost. I've never seen a ghost, so like I don't really believe in ghosts, but like I lean more like no on ghosts, but that's still there, right? Yeah. Alien, same thing. I lean more yes, but like who knows, right? For me, but I do believe there is other life out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the universe is way too fucking big for there not to be.
Just to be us.
For us to be us, and we're over here fucking doing a podcast on a Saturday night, and we're just chilling, like living our life.
Be the dumbest life force, but
correct. You know what I mean? There's other. There has to be other like crazy advanced civilizations out there. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right. So let's wrap it up with the movie rec of the week.
Crazy pod, dog. Crazy. We did get into it kind of deep. I kind of love that shit.
I like that.
Yeah, this is my jam too. I love like space and shit. Like fucking space and like science and shit. It's kind of my thing, dude. I love that shit. Anyways, okay. Movie rec of the week. We're gonna do The Watchmen.
Okay.
The Watchmen. Okay, this is gonna ruffle some fucking feathers, and a lot of people are probably gonna be like, "What the fuck, you fucking dork?" The Watchmen is the greatest superhero movie of all fucking time, and I've been saying this.
Heard it here.
I've been saying this since Jump. This movie came out like 12 years ago. I've been saying this since Jump, since before Marvel movies. Like, not before Marvel movies, but before like Marvel actually became like a crazy Marvel franchise. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure like Spider-Man was out already, and like those Marvel movies were already out. But like, The Watchmen, directed by Zack Snyder, is the greatest superhero movie of all fucking time, and nobody can fucking tell me anything different. It's the best fucking movie ever. So I've seen that movie over 100 fucking times. It's like 3 hours long. It's super fucking long, but I love it so fucking much. And you cannot change my fucking mind. Name any other.
I think I've only seen it once.
Really?
It was pretty good. But
dude, it's so good.
Don't remember it well.
We have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
We have to rewatch it. It's really fucking good, bro. And like, it's obviously based on the same name of the graphic novel, and the graphic novel is a fucking classic as well. So it's very well written story, and you know that's my favorite. And then obviously Zack Snyder is a motherfucker too. Like, he makes really good fucking movies, and it's a good looking movie. But like, the story for me, because it's based off the graphic novel, is fucking top notch. It's better than any Flash or Superman or Batman movie that you're gonna fucking watch.
Statements.
They all fucking suck. This movie is the superhero movie you need to watch. Okay. So that's my movie rec of the week. And because we're talking about space and shit, and Dr. Manhattan is kind of like my idol. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we learn everything.
Yeah. So like everything's relative. You know what I'm saying? Oh fuck, what, dude?
This is a learning
fucking space,
episode,
dude.
Dog.
Bill.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. Please like and subscribe. And like always, okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Earth.